Happy Hoodoo Heritage Month, and in honor of this, I am going to tell a wonderful story that I heard a long time ago. Now, whether this story is true or fake, I don't know, but it is very entertaining. This story is about a slave girl named Zora, loaded with details, but I'm going to try to keep it short. Zora was a witch. She worked with this deity who would come and visit her at night. So she would meditate, and when she meditated, her room would softly light up like a soft glow, and she would lift off the ground in a sitting position, and her eyes would go black. And the deity would work through her, giving her information on how to revolutionize the people. One night, the slave owner actually changes the schedules to keep people on their feet again, I guess. I don't know. But he changes the schedule and he walks in on Zora levitating with the room lit up and he freaks out. He goes inside of the room and he closes the door. So he just stood there watching in the corner. He was actually very, very angry. So he walked up to her and he touched her. Big mistake. So apparently, when he touched her, the spirit that was working with Zora, giving her information, went into him and it completely wiped him. His spirit, his soul essence was completely gone. The deity now completely took control over his body. For the entire night, Zora gave the deity, who was in the slave master's body, information on how things were so that he would not, be assumed weird by people. Zora explained what she could to this deity, but at the core of it, this deity had one plan. Only one thing was important to this deity, and it was what it was sharing with Zora. And now things are different because they were caught. And so the deity now had a new plan, which he did not fully explain to Zora. Like I said, long story short, because the story can get long. On the 10th night, the deity goes to all of whoever the slave owner's friends were, all his friends and friends of friends, all of the men, and murdered them in their sleep. I'm not sure if you can actually say that on TikTok, but took care of them in their sleep. Now, obviously, like, that's a lot of people that, there was like maybe 70 people. It wasn't a really big town at that time, but it was like maybe 70 or 80 people in one night. Now, obviously, you say, how did he not get caught? No, he definitely, the deity and the slave owner and the slave master definitely got caught numerous of times. The town was in uproar. It only had one response, was to kill white men. That was his. That was his only thing that it did. Once it went in the house and it did its duty, it left. Did not harm children, animals, and children. Everybody just stood off to the side. Guard dogs, unresponsive. Crazy work. So this was a massacre, and it was like stealth because it was a mission. It go in and it left and it go to the next. No one, they didn't know who was next, even though the town was waking up and men were awake with guns and stuff. No one saw it coming. No one heard doors open or anything. It was as if the slave owner, the deity, appeared in the home and it was done. And he left. It was almost as if he was reappearing and disappearing. It just had one mission. This story gets crazier. Follow for part two.